A recent poll suggested that 67% of people in Britain support the ban on Muslim women covering their faces. I am Ibrahim Majid, and I have come to Luton to engage in a public discussion on the subject that has been highly divisive. After a few hours of exploring, now I will head to the people of Luton to capture some of their views.
No, it's always been like that. It's nothing new. I don't have a problem with that at all.
I think yes, this is problem.
There is a problem.
Yeah.
What do you think? What causes the problem? Like you can't see
the
them.
covering, yeah.
You can't see them. You don't know who they are.
Yeah, they treated them like ninja.
Yeah.
And ninja have got always something sharp
Oh,
like them, yeah.
People, how do they feel about other people of faith, like Muslim women covering their faces? How do you feel about that? Do you think that's something intimidating to you, or?
No, I don't think it's intimidating. It's just it's culture, isn't it? You just got to get used to it, sort of like.
But do you feel offended?
I don't think it's offensive.
Like somebody's
no.
talking to you with their face covered. You have any?
No, because whatever you wear doesn't mean like you're that a certain type of person. Like they could be very, very nice. Just because they're wearing something doesn't mean that they're not nice. So
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, to be honest.
Okay. So the Muslim people, when they cover their faces, the ladies especially, does that cause any problem to other people? Have you came across anything like that? What would you like to say about that?
I don't think it's affecting my life. I think people are free to behave however they want, with good reason. But yeah, it's I don't have an issue with it.
So there was a study done recently, and 67% of the UK population said that the ladies should not cover their faces. Yeah, it causes identity problems. So they have given many reasons for that.
Maybe there are some issues with places like airports, for example, but I imagine there are measures for identifying people. So I don't consider that a problem. I think that's a very high figure.
Yeah, very high. That's the thing. We need to know why the figure is very high. But
Well,
is that
the percentage doesn't matter. What matters is whether the women themselves like it. If they like it because of their religion and their husband supports that, then it's fine with them.
yeah,
I don't think anyone should have a problem with that.
yeah.
I personally don't have any problem.
So if like they're wearing it out of personal choice, if you speak to them and they're covered, you don't have any problem.
Yeah, if it's a personal choice, then that's fine. But if they feel like they are forced to do that, then there's a different issue.
Yes.
If they are happy, the women and the men are
Yes.
happy, then that's fine. It's their religion. You can't change someone's beliefs, can you?
They have a good side and they have a bad side. The bad side of it, you can't recognize the person. Is a good person and is a
Bad person.
bad person. What
Yeah.
face she's got
Yes.
and where it's from, what
Yes.
color she is,
Yes.
black, white,
Yes.
brown. You know, that's the things I don't
Yeah.
like about it.
Yes.
And the good things. In our religion, every woman should be covered
Yes.
the face
For
because
modesty. And
yes.
For
for the
our
another
security.
yes for the security for the
Yes,
other people.
Yes.
That's all my opinion.
But so many people today, like in UK, there was a recent statistic done,
Yeah.
and 67% people in the UK say it should be banned. Do you think that is good or bad?
I wouldn't say it's banned, but
Yeah.
on my opinions, when you're going to the for example, when you're going to the bank or
Yeah.
when you're going to the school or when you're going to the hospital, to
Yeah.
a place like this,
Yeah.
you should be, because we are right now I talk to you face to face.
Yes.
Contact, guys.
Yes.
Contact to the face. If you not see the face,
Yes. Then
we
you
not
cannot judge.
enjoy the
Yeah,
conversation.
Yeah.
And people say you better make sure she ain't got a bomb attached to her.
Oh no.
They always think suicide bombers.
Yes.
It's a religion.
Yeah, they connect
It's not a
things.
bomb.
They connect things like if somebody's wearing something different, then they assume it like he
Yeah.
must be having some things inside.
Exactly.
Or that's something not good. You think?
I don't give a shit, mate. If they want to blow up Luton, they can blow it up.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not in the way.
They live in their fear and they shouldn't have to live in fear. Excuse my language, but it's fucked up because it's society that makes these ladies live in fear. A lady has to fear for her life. When she goes down the road, she doesn't know what's going to happen to her. A Muslim lady, that could be anyone's mother, that could be anyone's grandmother, daughter. Think about it.
You think
We should
they
protect
feel,
these ladies. It's our duty as Muslim men to protect these ladies. That's all I want to say.
I feel normal. I feel confident. I'm happy.
And I think safe for
So I don't have any problems now.
Okay, that's
like-
good.
someone look.
It's you get like this 1 in 10. Sometimes you get that weird look from someone, but that's
Generally, you have good.
Generally, I have a good positive results, even like from when you go out in the shops and everything. Yeah.
Niqab is just like if a Jew is wearing their religious clothing, if a Christian is wearing, the priest is wearing their religious clothing, it's exactly the same thing a Muslim woman is wearing in this case. So it should be perfectly fine.
Because some people say that they could be carrying sharp things inside.
You could
But
wear,
there were so many Muslims.
You could hold a sharp object no matter what you're wearing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're wearing a niqab.
You know what I mean? I've got no problem with that. It's like somebody having an hairstyle. Am I going to tell somebody how to wear their hair?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Yeah.
I've got no problem. The French are wrong for the way they're doing it.
Some interesting comments were made in town, but it was now time to head over to another side of Luton, Bury Park, a large multicultural area in Luton.
They don't feel it's safe for them to go out without a man, in terms of to be their protector, however you want to word it, to be with them. So when they're on their own, they don't feel very confident, they feel scared. And I mean, I don't think that's very fair, because we live in England.
Yes.
You got British Muslims who are born here.
Yes.
They themselves, i.e. English women and lots of different, I'm talking about English women because we live in England today. They don't feel safe in their own country.
Yes, yes.
And they're getting called things like, I don't want to say it on the camera, rude, racist words. But little do they know the ignorant people who are calling them rude words, it's their own English people behind the niqab.
It seems our topic is too sensitive for Bury Park. The people here do not welcome cameras.
In media we know there are, some cheap kind of people who are creating problem in the name of religion. So if the security demands the woman to be investigated properly and they ask her to uncover her face, that's fine. I say that this is something they should be cooperating with them. If they deny, then definitely that will be a point for them to suspect more. That why this woman or this person is not cooperating with us. And then the problem will be more. But otherwise, like my family members are traveling with me, and my wife, my daughters, and they all are grown-up adult ladies. And if they have to go for that, I openly tell them, cooperate with the securities. This is how they should be doing it.
It's certainly not for the government to tell us how we should express our faith. I want to live in a society where we are all free to express our faith, of course with politeness and with respect to people who disagree, but we should be able to express ourselves according to our beliefs, and so that is something I am desperately keen about.
Islamically, according to the scholars' view and based on the evidences from Quran and Hadith, yes, first early stages in Islam, Muslim ladies were not asked to cover their faces. Okay, that shows that it was not something which is compulsory upon them. Later on, people used to take an advantage of, looking at the women, and by that they could expose them in public, saying, oh, so-and-so wife, oh, so-and-so girl. So that was advised to the women that when they come out to the public, they should not expose themselves to a place where their modesty and chastity is at risk. And part of that was said to them that their face should be covered. Otherwise, if you are coming for a proposal for a marriage and you want to marry a lady from a family, Islam gives you the full right to look at her face. So where's the point of niqab there? Because if you don't know how she looks by her face, And then when you got married and the night, your honeymoon night, and you look at her face and she has got only one eye, okay, or her nose is cut, or no tooth in her mouth, you won't like it. So Islam is a logical religion. It gives us the logical reasons.
From a Christian perspective, there are really two issues. The first is that all dress for both men and women must be modest. The veil is not specifically mentioned, and so there are many Christian women in history and in different parts of the world today who do wear a veil, but it is not compulsory. The requirement is to be modest. And as I say, that is a requirement on both men and women. The second issue regarding wearing the veil, if a woman believes that that is her religious duty, then I firmly support her right to express her religion in that way. It's very important to us as Christians that there should be freedom of religion everywhere in the world. It's right that people should express themselves in a way, of course, that is polite and respectful and in a friendly manner, but they should be free to express themselves. The only exception when it comes to the veil, as been mentioned by my colleagues on the panel, is if it's a matter of security. There may perhaps be one or two other circumstances, perhaps with a doctor, an interview with a police officer. There may be certain circumstances when a woman should show her face, but they will be for very valid reasons, and there should be an appropriate chaperone involved when that does happen. But they are just exceptions. Generally speaking, whether it's the veil or any other religious expression, people should be free to express themselves.
With regards to the ruling of the veil for the women, there are difference of opinions. Scholars, they say that it is, some they say it is must, that the woman should cover. Some say no, it is not. And the decision should be made by the woman herself. If she is in a situation where her life is in the threat, I would advise her not to cover herself, not to cover her face. But otherwise, we know that when the ladies, when they are praying, they don't have to cover their faces. Women, they are going for Hajj, they don't have to cover their faces. So which shows that there are situations where niqab is not needed.
I do agree with everything that my friend has just said. I perhaps want just to expand on that a little bit and say that it is very difficult to develop rules that cover every situation that one might come across in life, and therefore some flexibility and practicality and an assessment of what is appropriate in a particular situation when it arises does need to be made in a sensible and logical way.
While Britain prides itself on its individual rights and ethnic tolerances, and yet the debate is still waging on. But the big question is, will the ongoing debate ever end?